When it comes to Spider-Man games, unlockable costumes have become as essential as the web swinging or the wall crawling. But one of the very first games to give players access to the web slinger's wider wardrobe was 2000's Spider-Man, developed by Neversoft. It may not be the biggest, but in my opinion it is still the best selection of swappable skins that Spidey games have to offer. From deep-cut comic book references to iconic 90s designs. These suits are all killer and no filler. Hey heroes, I'm Josh from Panels to Pixels, and today we're ranking every costume in Neversoft Spider-Man from worst to best. Number 10, Spidey Unlimited. Leaping directly from the 1999 TV show and into last place. Look, it's cool that it's in there, especially since the cartoon and the game share the same voice actor for old webhead, Reno Romano. This costume is unlocked by beating the game twice on any difficulty and brings with it a special stealth ability. Press the L2 button while wearing this costume to become invisible. It's a neat trick, but I don't think Spider-Man Unlimited is anybody's favourite Spider-Man cartoon, and I don't have a lot of attachment to this suit. Number 9, Amazing Bagman. What happens when Peter Parker is caught without a costume after leaving his black symbiote suit to be studied by Reed Richards at the Baxter Building? The bombastic Bagman was first introduced in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man issue 258, as drawn by the inimitable Ron Frenz, and it's exactly what it looks like. One of the Fantastic Four's old costumes from the 60s, with a makeshift mask made from a paper bag. This costume can be unlocked in the game with a cheat code, and the only thing missing from the comic is the Kick Me sign on the back, as placed by Johnny Storm. Ultimately, Bagman is a fun gimmick, and I know it's a fan favourite, and I'm glad that it's in the game, but there are so many better costumes to come. Number 8, Peter Parker. Peter Parker's civilian look is a must-have for every Spider-Man game, but if I'm being honest, I almost never use it. Why wear a jacket and jeans when you can wear spandex, right? Still, if you're looking for a more casual way to take to the rooftops of New York City, this costume can be unlocked by finding the hidden Craven room in the Item Hunt training course. One thing I do like about this skin is that wearing it restricts you to a maximum of 2 web cartridges, because he's not in the full suit, so he doesn't have those extra cartridges on his belt. That's nice attention to detail. Number 7, Captain Universe. Another kind of obscure pull from the comics. The time that the Arachnid Avenger briefly gained the powers of Captain Universe to become Cosmic Spider-Man. Spidey wrote this look for only a handful of pages back in the 90s, as drawn by Eric Larson in Amazing Spider-Man issue 329. Now, for whatever reason, I've always really liked this costume. Maybe it's because it was one of the 4 Spidey suits that Neversoft included when the Webslinger made his appearance in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. This one can be unlocked by beating the game on hard mode, which, trust me, is no mean feat. But the reward is double damage, unlimited webbing, invincibility, and some sweet new threads. Number 6, Spider-Man 2099. Okay, now we're getting into elite Spider-Man design territory. Designed by Rick Leonardi and making his first full debut in Spider-Man 2099 issue 1, Miguel O'Hara is the Spider-Man of Nueva York in the year 2099. Everything about this costume just screams 90s cool. A blood-red skull on an inky blue bodysuit, forearm spikes and talons, and a tattered web cape for gliding through the towering skyscrapers of future New York City. Sadly, the web cape doesn't make it into the game, but you can unlock Spider-Man 2099 by collecting every comic scattered across all the game's levels. Better still, this costume grants players double damage. Whew, the Jade Syndicate won't know what hit them. Hey! Number 5, Scarlet Spidey. Another 90s classic. Ben Reilly, a clone of Peter Parker, was introduced during the infamous Clone Saga, and wore this homemade costume as the vigilante Scarlet Spider. Designed by artist Steve Butler and first appearing in Web of Spider-Man issue 118, this look combines a very 90s sleeveless hoodie with an all-red bodysuit, plus web shooters, web belt, and ankle pouches, because what decade was this again? While it's not my favourite Spider-Man design, or even my favourite look for Ben Reilly, it's undoubtedly iconic, and a must-have in a Spidey game. Number 4, Quick Change Spidey. I don't know why, but I like this one a lot more than the standard civilian Peter Parker look. There's just something badass about this combo of the black suit mask and a leather biker jacket. Those big comic book nerds over at Neversoft once again did their due diligence here by referencing this look directly from the pages of Spider-Man issue 58, in which Peter Parker cuts a dramatic figure atop rainy rooftops. This costume can be unlocked by achieving a score of 10,000 points in the zip line training mode, but believe me when I say that is easier said than done. Number 3, Ben Reilly. Back to the clone saga, and when it was revealed that Peter Parker had been the clone all along, Ben Reilly took up the mantle of the sensational Spider-Man and got a brand new costume. Designed by Mark Bagley and first appearing in Sensational Spider-Man issue 0, this costume is, in my opinion, a perfect 90s update of the classic Spider-Man design. In fact, I love this suit so much that I included it in my list of 90s comic costumes that are good, actually. So, if you've seen that video, you already knew it was going to rank high on this list. So whether I'm feeling nostalgic for the Clone Saga, or I'm just looking for a different flavour of the classic Spidey red and blues, you better believe that I'm rocking the Ben Reilly suit. It doesn't come with any special in-game perks, but who needs them when you look this good? Number 2, Spider-Man. The GOAT. Spidey's iconic duds are as old as the character himself, and although the details have been tweaked over the years, the basic look has endured since Steve Ditko first drew the character in Amazing Fantasy issue 15. Here, the game's designers opted for a look that is somewhere between the 90s Spider-Man cartoon and the big, bug-eyed style that had been defined by artists like Mark Bagley for the better part of a decade. Also, bonus points for the lack of webbing on the console versions, which has become iconic in its own right for fans of the game. Frankly, this is one of the greatest character designs of all time, full stop, and it could easily be number 1 on this list. But there's one suit that I find myself using just a teensy bit more. Number 1, Symbiote Spider-Man. Look, what else could I say? It's Spider-Man, but edgy. This ain't your grandpappy's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The all-black alien costume is leaner, meaner, and in the year 2000, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. First appearing in Amazing Spider-Man issue 252, and based on a fan submission by Randy Schuler, the black suit is the result of Spider-Man bonding with an alien symbiote on Battleworld during the Secret Wars event. Fun fact, the 22-year-old Randy Schuler was paid just $220 by Marvel for his black suit idea, which is around $700 today. Which really doesn't seem that much, considering the many stories, merchandise, and big-budget adaptations it inspired. Not to mention Venom, Carnage, and every other symbiote that wouldn't exist if not for Peter Parker's ebony overhaul. But back to the game, and whenever I wasn't suited up in the classic red and blues, I found myself using the symbiote suit. Maybe because it's easily unlocked by beating the game on any difficulty, or because using it grants you unlimited webbing, which, as anybody who has played Neversoft Spider-Man can attest, is an invaluable asset. Radically redesigning one of the all-time greatest superhero costumes seems like an impossible task, but the symbiote suit stands as proof that in the world of the webbed wallcrawler, nothing is impossible. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favour by liking the video, and let me know in the comments below, what's your favourite Spider-Man suit of all time? If you want to see more stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe to Panels to Pixels, and give that bell icon a little ring-a-ding-ding so you never miss out on future uploads. As always, heroes, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.